Hello all, welcome back. So now today we are going to see one more concept in a React.js. So which is under a type checking. So that is a default props. Okay, as earlier we saw that. So we use prop types to check or to validate the data which we are receiving through a props, right? Basically, it can be okay. The data passed from a parent component is string or not in case of name, right? And very similar to that, a number for a price and the number also for the quantity, right? Okay, so along with this, so we can also add a default values to this props. Like, why do we need default values? Okay, so let's assume that okay, if we are going to do some math operations, and at that point, okay, if user forgets to pass any of the prop value, so what happens? So we are okay, like our code, our app is going to get into a issue where our app can break, right? To avoid that, we can add a default values to this props. To add default values, I'm going to use a component name dot default props. Okay, so basically we can add a default props. Again, it is a object which is made of a key and a value. So way here the key will be the name of the props, then the value. Okay, so I will say just say it as a book. Then let me add a price as 100. Then I will say quantity as a 1. Okay, so now if you see, like we have a React book here, then I have a quantity 2, then price 12, right? So what if I remove this? Yeah. Okay, if we see now, so we are able to see the values which are default values here. Okay, which is a book, 1 and 100. Okay, if I don't add a default values, so let us see, and let me refresh, right? See what happens if you see the values what we have. Okay, what is passed here is an error, right? So, okay, so like, so here we can just avoid that by adding a default props values. Okay, so basically default props values helps us to create or to add a default values to the props, and the prop types is used to validate the data what we're receiving from the props.